Ah, just barely got him that time, I think. Finally got free lives in there for the intro. That's fabulous. Ah, outstanding. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. If you're here, I love ya. If you aren't, you're dead to me. Just kidding. Okay, let's get in here. Ah, it's been a little bit since I've been back to Terra Nil. I've been playing games with a little bit more punch lately. But, yeah, let's jump in. Oops, we don't want that. We want the world map. Alright, and if I was guessing correctly, our next one is the tropical, yes, the desolate island. Ah, this will be fun. And I do have a full story set tailored towards tropical today from my life. I did have, actually, after the last one went crazy, people were loving it, and for me, that means a few hundred views and a comment or two. But since people were really liking the bear stories last time, I figured when we get back around to this chunk here, we will do two more shorter bear stories from my life growing up in Montana. But today we're going exotic. We're going tropical. We're gonna head into the desolate island here. Got my coffee. I'm so ready to sleep. I hope you guys aren't drinking coffee at this hour. Whenever this releases and you happen to see it. Okay, here we are. The desolate island. Rebuilding an island ecosystem is a unique challenge. Restoring life to the oceans is your #1 priority. Using toxin scrubbers to clean the seawater. Fewer river networks means you'll need to use monorail infrastructure here. Interesting. Okay, yeah, so this is going to be our first introduction to the monorail network, which is kind of a love-hate relationship for me. I don't know how you guys feel about the monorail network if you've ever played this game, but it's fun. I kind of do actually. I think I prefer it to some of the very later updated like heatwave maps that we'll get into way later on, but yeah. Alright, let's see here. You'll need to begin by cleaning the surrounding oceans and reintroducing plant life. Toxin scrubbers are integral as they cleanse both land and sea. Both greenery and clean ocean contribute towards your goal. Climate manipulation is possible from the outset here. Okay, interesting. Alright, we'll keep that in mind here. How did our seed end up? And for those of you who don't know, in Terra Nil here, each level it will always be very similar starting, but it's actually different every time you start. Like I'll show you, look, if we go retry, it's going to be very similar, but slightly different. See that? I actually like this one better. I think this is cool. Very interesting layout. And it still retains the island properties, which should be helpful later on. Yeah, anyways, my story for today begins with a roughly 13, 14-year-old Oh, I'm gonna have a tough one today, aren't I? Slumberized. I was a young teenager, and my extended family has always had just a little bit more access to capital, specifically my mom's side of the family. But I think I was 14. When I was 14, they all set up a trip out of the country, which for me, this was the first time that I had ever been out of the country. Even though Montana is like 60 miles from the Canadian border, at least where I grew up in the Flathead Valley of Montana. Represent, Flathead Valley represent. But 406, yeah. Anyways, surprisingly, I had actually never been. I think maybe my parents had taken me when I was like an infant. But yeah, what did we just unlock there? Okay. That's how we're gonna get electricity out into the ocean. Cool. Anyways, yeah, I had never been out of the country really. And so I was really excited when my mom told me that I'd be going without her or my dad. Neither of my parents went on this trip. It was only my grandma and then some of my mom's family, specifically her brother, but and his family. Yeah, we would be going to Sayulita, Mexico. Now, if any of you know of Sayulita, you know that it's had a very interesting course over the years. When I was 14, this was a long time ago at this point. This was like early 20 teens. And Sayulita was relatively unknown at the time. Although it was picking up quickly, because I do remember the other person that will be integral to some of these stories in Sayulita is my cousin, who is actually named after a snowboarding brand, so we'll call him 40 for this story, I suppose. But 40 was exactly the same age as me. Actually, he's a year older, but essentially the same. So we would always get up to hijinks together. And yeah, this time around we'd be going to a different country entirely. Still in technically North America, because it's Mexico, right? But for me, it was a big deal. I had never been to the tropics, and I was very excited to see. Because, as you know from the channel here, I'm a big fan of ecology, biology, animals and plants, flora and fauna of all kinds. And this was a huge opportunity for me to see some really cool stuff. So we fly with my grandma and my sister, who all lived in Montana, and we met my mom's family, her brother, out in Sayulita. And yeah, man, we were in for it. Right off the bat, me and Bordy, we decided that, stupidly, and none of the adults seemed to object to this, which they probably should have, but none of them seemed to object to us deciding to go the entire trip barefoot. Keep in mind this was 2013 or whatever, so back in this day and age, the whole barefoot thing had not, like, barefoot shoes and barefoot culture had not really taken off yet. I don't know why we decided to do this. I just thought it would be a cool idea to become one with the tropics. Now, I'm really glad that we didn't end up getting like hookworm or something devious like that, because as you might know, there was probably an opportunity for that to happen. I haven't actually, ooh, we're running low. I haven't actually looked at the range for tropical hookworm, but you know, it occurred to us afterwards that maybe that might not have been the smartest plan. But we rented this house like kind of above the main town of Sayulita, up into the mountains a little bit, and we would walk all the way down to the beach barefoot through all the streets chasing iguanas. This was about the time in my life where my reptile intrigue had peaked to a maximum, and so I was obsessed with finding and cataloging iguana species in Sayulita, Mexico, and other lizards. Herpetological inquiries, so to speak. But yeah, we ended up catching one at one point that was like one of the smaller ones, maybe 2-3 feet in length, and it bit me in the finger, and it was like deep. It was very deep, like way into my finger, full bleed, got infected, giant pink pulsating, and this was like on like the first day of the trip, I think, and all the adults were like, oh, you'll be fine, because in my family there's a suck it up kind of attitude for sure. Although I mentioned that my mom's brother, my uncle, was running this trip kind of, and his wife or girlfriend at the time, she, I think it was her, yeah, just technically just girlfriend at the time, even though they did have a child already, but that's getting a little messy. She was like, I think she was she a nurse? She was either a nurse or something medical. So she looked at it and got kind of worried, but I was like, you're not going to stop me from exploring all day, every day. This is Mexico. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what are you talking about, you know? Yeah. Survived the attack, the bite attack. We did end up actually, so apparently there's a few species of iguana in Mexico, and I don't know which ones are native, which ones aren't native, but later on we actually tracked down one of the like the massive ones, like the ones that are like 5 feet long and run across the road sometimes. And I don't know why we decided it was a good idea, but we were a couple of 14, 15-year-old boys, so, you know, there's lots to be discovered when you're that age. But we decided it would be a good idea to attempt a pinning of one of those. It's like 5-6 foot iguanas. We were gonna try and pin them down to the ground, like wrestle them, just for fun. So we did that. That didn't turn out very well for us. He didn't bite any of us, but definitely some scratches. And I don't think we were very successful. He got away pretty quick, if I remember correctly. Those things are strong and fast, man. They can run incredibly fast, like 20 miles per hour fast. But yeah, at the time it was pretty fun. Anyways, as the trip progressed, we did go barefoot the entire time, so our feet got very calloused, which is kind of fun, you know. Like it was a good time running around. At one point, I remember we got separated from the group, and we were just roaming the streets of Sayulita. And we had this lady come up to us. She's like all disheveled and wearing like 6 or 7 shawls wrapped around her shoulders and body. She kind of looked like a mummy, if I remember correctly. This was a long time ago, but yeah, she looked a little bit like a mummy, and she came up to us and she goes, "Hey, kids, hey, you guys want some weed? You want some weed? You want the weed? You want the meth? The cocaine? What would you like? Would you like any of the?" Me and Bordy look at each other and just start laughing, and we run away. It's like we didn't know what to do, you know. Oh man. And we're too young, you know, to take her up on the weed or anything like that. But yeah. If my parents had been there, we would not have gotten as much free reign as we did in Sayulita, so I'm actually really glad that my parents weren't there. But we got a lot of free reign, we did a lot of crazy stuff. Alright, let's move into the next biology here, where we can start doing a bunch of new biomes here. The next step is increasing biodiversity. Restore beaches, mangroves, and tropical rainforests. You'll also need to use the monorail network to transport coral polyps to the sea. Okay, so if I remember correctly, the coral polyps, the corals in the ocean, are actually the very last step. So you actually do the other ones first. Then you have to make the coral polyps and then transport them into the ocean. So let's get a look here at what we got going on. And it did say these were available from the outset, so let's take a look at our... Oh yeah, wow, okay. So, are all of these the same? Just hotter and more humidity, I'm assuming? It sure seems like it. Because sometimes these maps will have really tricky... Yeah, see like this here? So we actually need to get... This is exactly what I'm talking about. So if we did start increasing our temperature, we increase it above 10°C, we can never get this one right here, this check mark, later on. We would have to actually pull the entire climate all the way colder and then hotter again. Whereas if we do it right now, we're good. So what we need to do is actually increase humidity a lot more and a lot more quickly than heat. So we need to get humidity up to 50%. And then we're going to start increasing all the heat as we go along. So it is safe to throw down a couple of these. And do these count for water that hasn't yet been... It seems like it does. So we can just go in here and I think an 18 placement would be good. Okay, so see that got it for us. So now we're perfect. Amazing. So now all of our other optional goals are increase humidity and increase temperature. So we can just kind of do these willy-nilly from here, and just those should work themselves out as we increase these 2 bars up here. Well, that's nice. It actually tells you that. I think that's part of a newer update because I don't remember that being in the game when I did my first run of this. But yeah, very nice. Let's take a look at these before I dive into the rest of my stories from Sayulita. But all those years ago. Let's see. So we can start placing hydroponiums immediately. Yeah, let's do one here. Wow, that's a lot. Let's also do one here. And go for a bigger area. Maybe this area will be good. That got... What is this? Oh, okay. So this is interesting. So around this time in the game, they start introducing essentially sub biomes. So this isn't a real biome, but it is in the biome tab. But you actually just create this biome with like a not super specific. I guess that is just as specific as like a hydroponium would be. It just kind of words it differently. 3 more combustors. Okay, interesting. So yeah, we should probably start increasing our heat. So let's do that while I think about what my next story would be. Oh yes, so one of the days during the middle of the trip, we had, and keep in mind this whole trip for me was like way out of left field because my family didn't really have a lot of money for stuff like this growing up, and so it was extra shocking to me when we got there, and my uncle told me that we had a deep ocean charter scheduled, and I was stoked because we're big fishermen, and this was pretty awesome for me. Big deal. So we went out fishing, and our guide was hilarious. I can't remember his name. What was his name? I want to say it was Juan. I think Juan was our guide. But, yeah, Juan was great. He got us into all kinds of crazy ocean fish. But I do want to mention, before we went out fishing, he took us off to some little bays of Sayulita around the corner, right up next to the jungle. And, which I will mention at this point, the jungle is awesome in Sayulita. There's monkeys in Sayulita that go off. I think they're howlers of some kind, but they are loud. So we could hear the monkeys from the boat while we were catching bait fish. That's why we had gone to the shallows, was actually to catch a bunch of bait fish for our so that we could go out and catch bigger fish with the bait fish, and he would throw out a seine net, which, if you guys don't know, that's like a big net that, you know, you've probably seen videos of people doing this where they have it all twirled up in a big spiral and they throw it all out and it unfurls out onto the ocean, and then you pull it in with a draw cord. So he pulled in a big bunch of bait fish, right? And the guide he grabs one and he goes, "If any of you are brave enough, you can bite the head off." And he rips the head off with his mouth, and blood starts pouring all over his mouth, and he spits the mouth into the ocean. Oh man, that was a good time. He ate the bait fish, by the way. He threw the mouth into the ocean, or the head. He spit the head in the ocean, and then he ate it raw. And he goes, "Anybody?" And he holds out the bait fish. And we're all like, "Oh my god, no, we're not doing that," because we're all wimps. But my grandfather, who went on this trip with us, and on the fishing trip, and he's like, at the time he was probably 75, 72. Anyways, he goes, "Yeah, I'll do it." He goes, "I got nothing to lose." So he grabs it, and he's just shirtless, and he's like a big man, right? So just picture like a gigantic barrel of a man ripping the head off of this sardine, and he eats it too, and he spits the head out, and his face is just covered in blood. And me and my uncle, and I think it was just me and my uncle and Bordy were all on this trip, and we all just start cheering so loudly for Gramps. We're like, "Dude, you got it, man. It's all you." Alright. Anyways, we should probably focus here. As these maps get more and more complicated, it'll be more difficult for me to tell stories while we do this, but won't be jumping in and out. So let's see here. Let's come over here. And, how much of this can we actually do? Okay, that's cool. I think we need to go about and place all of our hydroponiums first. I think this is going to be a good plan. Something like this, per se. Yeah. And now we can actually go in. So we do need to place one more combustor somewhere. And I want to do it somewhere where we're actually going to get a bunch of greenery out of it. So let's come back here and let's use this right here. Then we're gonna bring life to this corner of the map. Only for us to then burn it down to increase the heat of our climate. Oh yes, very nice. Okay, and now we can come back here. What do we have here? Okay, cool, yes. Alright, so now we can make beaches. But they actually have to be green to fill in, so I'm gonna hold off on that. I think we're actually gonna do some of this kind of stuff first. Come in here and just do a bit of this here and there. Sprinkling in some mangroves. To do that, we actually need to start off of the hydroponium, which makes sense. So let's come over here. Interesting. Okay, let's do this move like that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now we're getting somewhere here. I would say. Very nice. Alright, let's go throw down a few more cloud cedars. Just to throw us up above our humidity thresholds. Oh wow. That's awesome. We have to get all the way up to 99% humidity for it to rain. That's actually much more realistic than the normal, which is like, I think it's like 90 or 95. Because when it's raining, it is actually like 100% humid. Like the reason it rains is because a cloud saturates to 100% humidity and gets too heavy, and so the rain condenses and falls. Let's come up here. Let's see, what's the smartest method? So we can start, this is actually my favorite biome in the whole game. Jungle biome. I love this. It's so satisfying when you place these shade cloths down. But, yeah, let's see here. Let's see. I think it's safe to go and place a little bit more of this kind of action. Even more mangroves. We already have full mangroves, so maybe that might not be the best idea. I'm actually going to pull off one of the... Yeah. Okay, cool. I think it's time for beaches. Oh, actually. Might be a good idea to get it to rain before we place the beaches, because then we'll get much more placement area. Yeah, I think that's our plan. So we actually just now need to get it to rain. So let's just come in here. Too close, too close. There's another 30%. Oh, we don't need to do that. We need combustors, not humidifiers. Okay, get my stuff together here. Oh my goodness. Right, maybe this will work? No. Alright, here's what we need to do. We actually just need to go in and create a bunch of greenery. And now we can go in and to burn it. It's the best we can get here. One's really not good enough, but whatever. Okay, it's good enough for that. But we still need like a lot more. We need way more. How are we gonna get that? Okay, we gotta make it. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna come over here. We're gonna plop down that right there. We're gonna create a bunch more burnable ground. By just irrigating all of this. Something like that should do nicely. And now we can actually come in with the combustor. Beautiful. Okay, we need 10 more degrees to get it to rain, which is actually insane. That's a lot. Tricky. Very tricky. So let's maybe... Can we place a mineralizer inland? We cannot, but we can place one right here. So let's do that. Wait a second, are we... Oh no, we can. Okay. I mean... Might as well. I suppose. Do we have like the normal calcifier? We don't. Creates a small island on which buildings can be placed. Interesting. Let's see if we can do this. Does this work? Does not. Is this one capped out? I think it might be. Interesting. Alright. This is getting tricky here. Definitely getting tricky. Does the tropical forest increase temperature at all? I wonder. Let's see. You can see how satisfying these are to place. Let's just do this. Once you create a triangle, it'll cover ground. Amazing. Did that? I think it did, actually. Let's try this. Watch that. Okay, it actually does. So we can start doing that. That should help us quite a bit. Let's see if we can get maximum placements going. Oh yeah, see, it's raising the temperature for sure. Okay, cool. That's amazing. Anyways, yeah, I think that kind of covers the most insane stories from my time down in the tropics of Sayulita. Although I will say, when we went, there was an incredible military presence in Sayulita itself. Like, I'm talking like full massive military machines with like guys on top standing with AKs and stuff. It was crazy, man. It was pretty wild. I had never really seen anything like it in the States, at least. But yeah, the trip was amazing. But I will say, by the end, every single one of us had came down with Montezuma's revenge. And if you guys don't know what that is, I don't actually know the species of bacterium that causes it, but it could be many. A lot of things are kind of labeled as Montezuma's revenge. But it's just like a terrible stomach sickness where you just like full diarrhea, full vomiting. And we all got this on like the last couple of days of the trip. So we're all sitting in the airport flying out of Puerto Vallarta, just crapping our pants and throwing up everywhere. And yeah, so it was a pretty eventful trip for all of us. I'm really glad I didn't end up getting hookworm. It would have not been super fun. But, yeah. Thought I would tell some tropical stories. That trip also kind of sparked my interest in tropical plants, which continues today. I'm sitting here right next to my tropical cloud forest vivarium. Hopefully we'll be housing some dart frogs very soon, poison dart frogs. Super excited about that. But yeah, I think at the time I got very interested in epiphytes, which if any of you guys don't know what epiphytes are, they're plants that grow on top of other plants or rock or anything that's not soil, essentially. Yeah, in the tropics, there's so much competition for life that, and there's so much moisture and humidity, obviously, that, like in here under these nets right here, down in the canopy, there would be ferns and all kinds of orchids and things growing directly on the trunks of all these trees in here. But, yeah, let's see. How are we doing? So we actually need 3 more degrees to get to rains. So I'm going to try and do that here. Too close to a combustor. There's 2 degrees. It actually didn't give us 2 full degrees. That sucks, but now we just need 2 more degrees, technically. I might have to make a little plot of land somewhere here. Maybe just do a mineralizer here with one of these. And one of these. There we go. Nice. Outstanding. We will have to raise the temp even more for that final optional goal of dragonflies. But, those rainstorms are coming. It did rain pretty heavily when we were in Sayulita all those years ago. I remember it being a little bit more vicious than temperate rainstorms. That's for sure. Sorry for any little bit of audio glitching that occurs right here. There's no way to avoid it. This game just really struggles when it rains, because the CPU is doing all kinds of insane stuff, trying to calculate every single one of these blocks filling in and all those kinds of things. But here we are. So now we can finally go in and place some beaches, which will also mean that we'll get some turtles. I love turtles so much. Alright, let's see. That's a great placement. Very nice, very nice. Oh yeah, look at that. Ideal even. Let's do one right there. Obviously these islands are going to be beaches as well. Any other beach habitat that we can create, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So we really need the full check mark here. There Let's do this one too. 31 is better than... Or actually that was worse, but it's okay. Alright, let's see. Oh, there's some jellyfish. I love this fair so much. Oh, it looks so good. Alright. It's gonna look even better once we pull all these ugly buildings out of here. Even though I will say all the building designs in Terra Nil are very, very appealing to look at. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Okay, let's see. So, now we just need to establish some monorail node networks. Let's just go ahead and do that. Let's see. Can that reach all the way? This is gonna be tricky. Also need to increase the temperature before we pull everything out, but I think for now, let's go in with some monorail access points. Just like this. Really wish that one would connect, but it's not gonna happen. Yeah, we've got some work ahead of us to connect all these together. For sure. Quite a bit of work. Look how beautiful all the lagoons and the animations are for all the water. Man, this game is so special. So relaxing. Look at the little turtle beach. Aww. Kinda want a screenshot of that, not gonna lie. Let's see, how do we get that again? I think we go here. Screenshot mode. We're just gonna screenshot like that. Might as well do a whole map screenshot as well. Oh wow, that took a long time to process, but that's okay. Terra Nil hides its screenshots in such a weird folder. It's very hard to get to, but gotta have something to make some thumbnails with, right? You know, I gotta take a second to just complain a little bit about the modern YouTube climate. As a new creator, man, I hate AI thumbnails, man. Like, it would be so easy to just go into YouTube Studio and have it make me some really good looking, you know, Terra Nil thumbnails. But, I don't want to support that, man. I just don't want to do it. It's creatively bankrupt. And, honestly, I'm gonna go and just learn some basic digital painting in Krita instead. And just try and make my thumbnails in there. But until I can get good at that, or decent enough to make some really simple thumbnails, I have a certain style in mind, but before that I'm just gonna have to use screenshots and such to make thumbnails, which have an insanely low click-through rate. It's kind of incredible how low their click-through rate actually is. It's okay. I'm okay with just slow burn. Slow burn on the upside. Let's see here. Use the monorail node ability. Okay. Let's see. Place in range of a connected monorail node. Okay. We'll just do that. Ah, here we go. Okay. We really need to figure out how we're going to get these monorail nodes to connect. This is going to be super tricky, man. We really need the recycling abilities first. That kind of sucks, man. tricky. Very tricky. Let's see if we can experiment a little bit with these. So these get placed on top of... I see. Okay. Just like that. And just do this. Target that. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. It's the biggest number we can get, 96. A new species has appeared. Amazing. Oh, look at that. Yes. I didn't get to snorkel very much in Sayulita. That's one thing that I would change if I went back to do it all again. Snorkeling's so much fun. So much fun. Alright, let's see. We're gonna have to work really slowly here. That actually did provide us with an insane amount of... Wait, that's not what we want. So let's test where we can actually put a monorail node. And then... Oh, you know what? And actually... Oh, it's too close. I see. Okay, yeah. So... Let's do this. And then this. And we're gonna take this. Oh yeah, check it out. Yep, this is it, dude. 71? I think that's our max. 71. See how fast that coral reef builds up? So we just need to get past that blockade, and then we'll get the third tier of buildings where we can start recycling stuff. And that will actually open up a lot of these little stone spots where we can put monorail nodes and connect everything together to make more coral. And also tear everything down. Very nice, very nice. Okay, let's see. If we, honestly, like one more really good placement should do it, but let's see here. I think we're actually just going to have to go maybe up here somewhere. Yeah, this will do the trick. Grab that. Oh, that's terrible. We can put some in there though, that'd be fun. Let's do that, might as well. It's not gonna get us a whole lot more up here, but it'll do something down there. It'll make it a nice little cool lagoon. I like that. At this point we have like we have tons of money, so we're fine. Let's see here. This could work really well, actually. Oh, okay, wait, let's... Yeah, this'll work. This'll work fine. Now we come here, place that, come here. Oh yeah, there we go. Lovely. Was that a blue whale? Alright, we've made it to the third stage. Monorails can then be utilized for recycling, so connect your airship to the monorail network, satisfy the needs of marine and terrestrial animals for them to remain and help maintain the ecosystem when you leave. Oh, amazing. Let's see, what do we get here? Oh yeah, there's all of our recycling things. Let's just immediately place one of these and take a look at how we're doing with all of our animals. This is actually fairly good to start out with. We'll come in and adjust all that later. But at the moment, I actually really have to pee, so you will have to excuse me for a moment while you guys just fall asleep, if you aren't already, to the sounds of the rainstorm here in Terra Nil, and I'll be right back. slam the headphones back down on here. Get back into some Terra Nil. I'm excited to look at all these little critters in here. Parrots and flamingos and all kinds of tropical creatures and critters. Should be really fun. Okay, let's see. So, we still do need to make it hotter somehow. Let's go in and just try and get that done right now. Actually, we might have to wait. It's not going to help us. 1 degree is not enough. Yeah, we might have to start tearing some stuff down first. Let's do that. So we're going to come over to the recycling silo. Actually, let's place our airship first. Probably be a good idea. Can we even place her? Oh, there we go. That'll work. Alright, that'll be our base of operations. And we can actually go in now and do a bunch of this kind of stuff. Get a bunch of stuff back. Well, we won't get it back until we collect these, but it'll open up some opportunities here where we can come in a combustor. Oh yeah, that'll work plenty. Very nice, very nice. Okay. Perfect. So now we've hit every optional goal we possibly can. Now it's probably time to start working on this as we tear down. Actually, let's tear down first. You know how it goes here. A lot of these animals will actually get much happier once we tear the buildings out of their environment. It makes a lot of sense if you think about it. You know, we aren't trying to establish pigeon and rat populations in the tropics here. Okay, let's see. So we do need a bunch more monorail nodes. So let's actually just go in and place the ones that we can, so that we can get that opened up. One more should do it. Come in here and see what we've done. Takes a minute to unlock. Ah, yes. Okay. Okay, I see. Let's see. So this is gonna go here. Amazing. Now we can actually, yep, I remember how this works now. Okay. So let's do that. And we do also have a rock hopper that's gonna be critical. I knew that we would get that at some point. Because we have to connect all these bad boys no matter what, so. And we can only send rocks onto the land. But we need to establish where our monorail network is going to start. And so I say, first off, let's actually delete this right here. Just like that. Just to have a clean base of operations over here. Okay, beautiful. So, the first thing we need to do is actually establish some rock in between. So we're going to take the rock hopper, and can we send that over there? We can't. We can't send that anywhere. It's actually impossible. We got this one. Okay, that one actually we can, but it doesn't help us very much. Ooh, that'll help. That will help for sure. So let's do another one. Why can't we send this one? It's actually a bummer, man. We should be able to send it over here, but okay. So, is that enough? I don't think that will be enough. Oh my gosh, it is. Okay, cool. So now, let's see. Oh wow, that's enough too. Amazing. So now we can come, we can send a little one of these bad boys out. And a little something like that as well. Oh, can't do that until... Oh boy, yeah. Where exactly... Okay. I see. I see. Alright, let's place a windmill here. And let's actually try and rock hop. Get it? Can get one to there. I don't know if that'll be quite far enough, but it's not. Oof. Can we rock hop this one? Cannot. Oh boy. Alright, let's see what we can get done here. Please, let me get it over here. Please. Yes, there we go. Okay, we just need one, like, slightly farther. Will this work? Wait, let's see. Monorail node. Man, this is tricky. We need one like right here is where we need this one to be. Interesting. Okay, you know what? It's pretty close, but it's not close enough. Alright, let's come in here. We're actually gonna have to try and create some minerals somewhere closer. Let's just do this. That'll work. There we go. And that is gonna send out those transports immediately to grab this stuff. But I think we should probably check on our critters here. Okay, yeah, you're just in a bad spot. What actually do turtles require? So they require greenery and beach. Okay. You just don't have enough beach. Let's see. Let's send you over there. And we should probably go in and place some logs. But we don't have logs on this map. Interesting. Okay, fair enough. Teardrop is still not super happy. Doesn't have enough greenery. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright, well, we create some beach down here in this big patch of greenery. Let's give it a try. Maybe something like that. Oops. Let's come over to... Yes, here we go. We can. That's good. Okay, now we're gonna move Teardrop over here. Yeah, that helped a lot. Let's check out Eclipse. Eclipse just barely doesn't have enough beach, so let's do maybe this. Come on, Eclipse. I believe in you. Very interesting. Oh boy, this is gonna be tricky, man. Yeah, we shouldn't have put the coral in there either. That was a mistake. It was aesthetic at the time, but good. Let's put you over there. watch it go all the way up to green. Beautiful. Oh yeah, look at that. That's great. Alright, let's go check in on maybe our parrots, just to see what we can do for them for the moment. Oh, just buildings. What about our other parrot? Juniper. Juniper needs a little bit more jungle, which we can probably give to her. Like that. And like this. Oops. Okay, let's go in and pull stuff out with the monorail nodes now. And just see what we can get done. And then we'll go back and... This might be really difficult to get these good, but we're gonna try. We're gonna do everything we can to get all perfect everything on all these levels. Because perfectionism, am I right? Let's see. Okay, so we have full circle of monorail here. I think our next move is to try and get out into this wing. So let's do this. Let's come over here. Let's spit a rock just like that. And then let's see here. Okay. What if we come here and do that? That's perfect. Yes, this is it. Now we can go here. Amazing. Alright, cool. The next move I think is to actually just come in with a mineralizer here. Let's take a look at where these monorails will connect. Okay, pretty good range. Yeah, I got that in my head. So let's come crystallize like right there should work. Outstanding. Okay. There we go. So we've got all of this covered. Now we just need this side of the map covered. And let's actually pull off a lot of this stuff before we do that. So let's do this. Let's send out a recycling beacon all the way there. And then one here. And then one here. And we should probably do something like this. Just for ease. There we go. Oh, we forgot a monorail node. That's okay. We can just link everything back out and tear down that one. Okay, you just need buildings. That's cool. So do both the parrots, I do believe. So it's really just this turtle that's our problem now. And she just refuses to come all the way over to here where there's an insane amount of beach. What is actually required for beach again? I don't know, maybe this will help. Oh, it did actually help a little bit. This is tricky, man. Let's see. There's turtles over here, right? just need to somehow extend their range here. This is brutal. If we do something like this, will that help? Ooh, it did. Oh, look at that. That's amazing. Okay, perfect. Now I think we're ready. So all three of these should go to green once we pull all this stuff away. Let's just come in here. We're nearing the end here. Nearing completion. Let's throw one out here and here as well. Alright, now we just need to figure out how to extend. There we go. That's it. Alright, come on now. Let's come over here. No. Yes. Bingo. Alright, I have an idea. We're gonna come over here. That should take care of all that stuff. Now we can actually use those. Yep, exactly. Beautiful. Outstanding even. We're gonna have to create some rock out here. So let's just do that with the mineralizer. And we want it to be like right here probably, so that we can just link straight across. And we're actually gonna have to do one more of those. Right there. That's it. Okay, now we're in business. Let's come and grab some of these and pull some of the trickier stuff in the middle here. Something like this. Oh yeah. Alright, the rest of that should get taken care of. Beautiful. You know what? Since we have the money, let's come over here and let's establish a monorail node out into this zone. Let's see. It's gonna be the best way to get some rock over there. Some of these. Guess we're just gonna have to start jumping. This is not the direction we want to go, but come on, man. I want to go over here. It won't let me, so I'm gonna give up on that. Yep. Just give on up on that. Okay, I have an idea. Let's, at the very least, do this. Just see what we're working with. Oh, there it is. Heck yeah. So now, I think we can actually come in with one of these. Can we just barely get to that? Oh, it doesn't connect. Okay, that's not a good idea then. Where else can we place a mineralizer? Ooh. Let's see, is this actually in range? Well, it sure is. That'll work. work for our purposes. Oh yeah. Amazing. Alright. Now we can just come in with a little bit of even more mineralizer. Man, we'd be so screwed without the mineralizer. Right. Something like that. Can just link this over directly. Now, when we pull down all these buildings, that should open up monorail node. Connects back in a big circle. Now I think the question is, can we get all of this stuff to be within range of a monorail node? Let's actually take a look here. So this one, this one, this one. Oh yeah, it gets it. Gets the job done. Yeah, they have a huge berth, actually, so that's nice. Let's see how that works for us right there. Oh yeah, that's lovely. All right. Very cool. So we just need that right there. I think that should work. Yeah, beautiful. Let's pull this whole side first. Just delete all that. And then we can do this. If you do these too fast, I've noticed, then it kind of spazzes out a little bit. But it seems like maybe they fixed that because these are putting out pretty quick. I don't think you could even do it this fast. Or oh yeah, that's lovely. Alright, I'm averting my eyes from anything that could be stopping us over here in the animal page. Oh no, we're fine. We're so fine. Lovely. Alright. Cool. Well, that does that. Now we just need to go around and take our photographs. And I think I'm going to take a few full screen shots of this map once it stops raining for the thumbnail. That should be nice. I don't know where exactly that'll be, but something like this would be nice. A nice layout. Right across the middle. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Alright, let's see. Cool. How many, let's try and make it a challenge. How many animals can we get? Is that a crab? Oh, they are. How many animals can we get in one shot? A bunch of flamingos here. Bet you we can get more than that. Parrots. I don't see any of the bigger animals really, besides the turtles. Where are all of those? There's a blue. this one has such variety in animals. It's so cool. Okay, so there isn't actually any big mammals for terrestrial rainforest habitat. Cool. Oh, here we go. This ought to be a good picture. Nice. Oh yeah, 4 stars, look at that. Oh, it just jumped out of the water. That's awesome. Oh, saved a handbook. Bingo. Ooh. That actually is pretty cool. I think we might... grab that for a screenshot. Here, let's do this. Settings, shot mode. Wait for those whales to get into a little more nice position. Oh, we got some flamingos as well. Let's maybe get them in the shot, but I want them like something like that. That's a nice one too. Cool. Alright, let's go back and let us... Shall I test out the 8K? Here, hold on. I kind of want to test that out. Bear with me. Bear with me. Oh wow, okay. Oh yeah, you know what? Let's leave it 8K. Screenshot the whole map. One of these will make a good thumbnail. Alright. Very nice. So now we just have some more animals to photograph. Get the flamingos while we can. Cool. Alright, tortoises. We actually... Wait, what? Why did we not get the flamingos in that? Oh, I guess because they're not on the ground? Is that why? That must be why. Let's come over here and do these ones. Yep, there we go. Alright, parrots, manta ray, and tortoises. That's all that's left. I know where there's a bunch of tortoises. Right there. Amazing. Oh, they're so cute. Alright, manta rays, parrots, and we're good. And now there's some manta rays out in here. Now we just need parrots. Should be very easy. Boom. Skadoosh. Alright, we did it. Amazing. Is there any other little screenshots I want to take? This is honestly kind of a good one. The problem is I have to wait for it to stop raining. Either way, I hope that you have sweet dreams. Don't let the bed bugs bite. This has been Slumberized. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. I think we're just gonna exit. Just like that. It's a really fun map. Beautiful. I really like that it's all brand new biomes too. It's not just like half swapped out biomes, you know?